Hello family and friends, this is Rob the Sapper Gardener representing Essayons Family Garden, and we're going to do a really quick mail call and talk about another one of the tropicals that we grow here in our garden. And first thing I have to say is thank you, Spring Meadows Farm and Garden. We had talked before and she has gifted us stuff before, but she's growing something that's kind of unique and we have not really seen it before, and that is white ube. Most ube has a purple flesh to it, different shades of purple, but she has a variety and generously offered to share it with us. So I'm going to go and get that potted up. Ube is a tropical plant, but it can be grown around the world with certain conditions being met. And I'm going to talk about those conditions, and I'm going to talk about how we grow ube in ours. But first, I'm going to go put that in a pot down in our basement. So we got our white ube potted up, and we always start in the smallest pots that we think we can to make sure that the plants and the soil medium stays moist. If you start something off that's small in a large pot like these, then the top layer dries out, and a lot of times the plants don't get the necessary moisture that they need. So we always try to start in the smallest we can, and then we up pot. So we got those. Hopefully they all produce shoots, and we'll get them out into the yard, which I'm about to go out to look at some of our other ube out there and talk to you about how we grow things. We start a lot of things inside in the man cave, especially tropicals that have a longer growing season. Spring Meadow Farm and Garden, they're down in Florida, so they have a much longer growing season than we do, but we try to make it happen. So let me go and take a quick walk outside, talk to you about how we're growing and what we're growing. So we have a lot of vegetables that come from that are popular. I shouldn't say come from. Some of them come from Southeast Asia, some come from parts of Africa, some come from South America, but they're popular in Southeast Asia, especially the Philippines. Plants like our ginger, yes, I could even say our figs, even though figs are grown almost worldwide. But we've got lots of other plants in our garden, like the roselle or hibiscus that we've gotten from our friend Dan at Dan Permaculture Food Forest. A lot of our citrus plants, some we've been gifted, a lot we've bought. So one of the things we have to think about, and we've got our other ube plant there, we've got a ube plant there, we've got another ube plant somewhere here Mrs. SG has planted over there. But one of the things we caution people to think about when you're looking to grow something outside of your grow zone, if it's not native to your grow zone, you've got to plan accordingly to grow it. And like with our ube typically takes about 8 months to grow to maturity. So if you're trying to grow something like ube, certain sweet potatoes, you have to look at your growing season, and your growing season extends from your last frost date to your first frost date. So that's the time you've got to get your plants to maturity. And for us, ube typically takes about 6 to 8 months minimum to grow to maturity, so you can collect the tubers. Here in Zone 7A, Virginia, our growing season is approximately 7 months long, give or take a week or two. So in order for us to grow certain tropicals here, we have to extend our season. We've got to start them indoors or finish them off indoors or in our greenhouse. Yeah, where's our greenhouse? It's back there somewhere. So you have to look at that. You have to do your own research, which is what we do, because we grow a lot of plants that are popular in Southeast Asia, back home in the Philippines, my wife's native country. So we start a lot of plants indoors or in our greenhouse, which we keep heated in the cold months. But you have to look at that. The first thing you need to realize, and some plants, we're growing cassava down in our basement right now. Some plants take even longer because they are very, very truly tropical plants. Like the cassava can take up to 15 months or even longer to reach full maturity. So if you don't have a climate that is warm all year round, like the Philippines, Malaysia, parts of Florida, then you have to have a place. Mosquitoes are out. You got to have a place to grow some plants indoors at least part of the season before bringing them outdoors. So that's what we do, and that's one of the things you got to consider. Look at your growing season from last frost date to first frost date. Actually from, yeah, your last frost date, the first frost date, count those months up, and that's your outdoor growing season. Look at the days of maturity on the plant you're looking to grow, and then go from there. And then look at ways to extend your season, growing indoors, growing in greenhouses, hoop houses, cold frames, anything that you can do. So quick video. Again, we want to thank Spring Meadows Farm and Garden for the gift of the white ube. Hopefully it does well for us. And I'm going to get inside and enjoy some pancit, one of the traditional foods of the Philippines. So, as always, this is Rob, the Sapper Gardener, saying God bless our great country America, and God bless you wherever you reside around the world. Take care. Sapper out.